Hey, what's up, guys? How you doing? It's me, Mr. 4Cap Scaler. I think some of you might appreciate this video. This video I mainly made for those of you who have both 65-inch Samsung KS8000 and Nintendo Switch, and you want to enjoy Zelda Breath of Wild game, which is an amazing game, by the way. I really love this game, man. And this is the main reason why I've been not making that many videos, because I really love this game. But here I'm going to show you guys my recipe, what I'm using in terms of my own custom picture settings. So before I start the game, before I show you the game, I'm going to walk you through my Samsung KS8000 custom picture settings. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's do this. So the first thing first, you want to go to the settings menu. I'm using a standard right here, and I'll explain why I'm using the standard in a little bit and not the game mode, because the game mode, what it does basically, it turns a variety of filters off to give you that much better low latency input lag. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, I'm going to click on the expert settings. Now backlit, normally I would have it all the way to the maximum, but since we're not playing a high dynamic range game, there's no reason for me to have the backlit all the way to the maximum. Now if you are in a very lit up big giant room and your TV is about 12 feet away or 15 feet away, then you might want to turn the backlit all the way high, obviously in contrast all the way high. But if you're in a room, in a small room or a small living room, and you got a big giant 65-inch TV, you don't have to turn the backlit all the way high, because your eyes will hurt, obviously, with all that blue UV light that comes out of it. So backlit, I left it on 15. Brightness, I left it at 40. Now many of you is going to ask, why do you want to move the brightness at 40? Because I'm trying to achieve those good, decent, deep dark levels on the Edge-Lit TV. And as you all know, Edge-Lit TV, it's not the best when it comes to the deep dark levels. OLED is the king of the deep dark levels. All right, contrast, I felt 83 is just the right amount for this game, and that's what I went with. Sharpness, I felt 15, it's reasonable. 20, it's a standard, where it usually sits on the default 20. I move it down 5 clicks down and notice that 15, just, it's perfect from where I'm sitting, from where I'm watching. This custom picture settings, I'm not saying will work for everyone, but give it a try, give it a shot. Let me know what you think. Color, I left it at 50. And the reason I left it at 50, it's because I felt that moving color to 63, it's just way too oversaturated. Remember, the idea of color, it's not to oversaturate the color, but to keep it natural. Okay, and when they are talking about high dynamic range, what they usually mean is color has to be natural, with that peak brightness that pop out of the screen. So I left the color at 50. Hopefully you guys are writing this down. Now digital clean view, honestly, this is not that important. It's not going to affect this in any way. Digital clean view usually turns on automatically if you're watching cable television or satellite television, scrambled, digital signal. It's gonna do that. Okay, it's going to switch on automatically if you go and turn on the cable television. Auto Motion Plus, I kept it on automatic because with this new update that they have on this, I forgot the name of the update. They seem to improve a little bit better the Auto Motion Plus. There's still a little bit of that ghosting, but when you select it on automatic, it's not as bad. You know what I mean? Smart LEDs, this is very important to keep your smart LEDs at low. If you keep your smart LEDs at high, what happened is then you got that bending, bleeding light, especially when you're playing this game like in the dark at night. You have to remember, this is Edge-Lit TV, and there is going to be some light bleeding, you know, especially at night. And keeping your smart LEDs at low, it's definitely the best option for me personally for this game. HDMI black levels, I kept them at low as well because I'm trying to achieve those good, decent, deep dark levels in this game. Dynamic contrast, I did move it to high because remember, I'm trying to keep the deep dark levels as dark as possible and white brights on the contrast as high as possible, so that way you have that three-dimensional feel of, if you want to call it a fake standard dynamic range, okay? And color, I keep it on standard. The reason I keep it on standard, it's because when you move it to warm, it gets too yellow. When you move it to warm 2, it gets way too yellowish. When you move it to cool, it gets too blue. So you don't want the color to be too blue on the temperature, nor to be too warm, okay? So what you want to do is you want to keep it on a standard, because standards, it's in the middle. It keeps the balance between the blue and yellow, okay? When I say blue and yellow, I'm talking about the temperature color. So I keep it on standard. All right. Even though they recommend that you use warm 1 or preferably warm 2, the reason they recommend warm 2, because when you go see a movie in the movie theaters, that's what you're getting, is that warm 2 sepia color. Because, and the same thing for the TV, because a lot of these TVs, they produce that blue UV light, and that's bad for your eyes. So if you want to, you can put it to warm 1, but trust me, standard, it's okay. I have no issues with the standard. It's perfect balance. So okay, we covered the color tone. Now let's go to white balance, guys. You don't want to mess with this. A lot of people mess with the white balance. The only time you mess with the white balance is if you have the equipment. If you have the calibration equipment, if you have the calibration software to measure all of this, you know, this is for the professionals. Red, green, and blue. Because if you offset the red and offset the green and offset all of these colors, what's going to happen is you're going to have a very messed up picture. So you don't want to mess with this. You want to keep the white balance on automatic. You don't want to mess with this. The only time you mess with this is if you have a proper equipment. They only give this option to the professionals. A lot of these TV manufacturers give this option to be unlocked for the professionals, calibrators. If you have a professional calibrator, if you have a professional equipment to do this, then you will know what to do, because the software will let you know, okay? So you don't want to mess with that. You want to keep that, put that aside. All right, so I covered the white balance. Now this is the most important part right here, is the gamma. You know, the reason I moved the gamma all the way to -3, it's because, again, I'm trying to achieve those plausible deep dark levels on LED TV. As we all know, it's very hard to achieve a deep dark, pitch black deep dark levels on a LED TV, especially in the Edge-Lit TV, because of that Edge-Lit bleeding light. Okay, so it's almost impossible to achieve that. But with the Gamma 3, you can get a plausible, decent deep dark levels. And of course, the color space, it's native. I like my color space to be on a native, on its original form. Okay, so now let me show you the gameplay. Okay, so here we are now. The game it's on. So, look, to you it might look like this, very colorful, but trust me, it doesn't look like this when you turn on your TV. It's gonna have some color, obviously, but it's not to the point where you guys are thinking. Whatever you're seeing right now on this camera doesn't mean that's what I'm seeing on the TV. So it's very important that you guys understand that. The color in this game, it pops, and it's meant to pop. Okay, they want Zelda to be a colorful game. Okay, but what you are seeing on this screen right now, it's not what I'm seeing on the television. All right, so I just want to point that out. Trust me, this looks gorgeous. Okay, and it's not bleeding. The colors are not oversaturated in any way. Okay. There, let me adjust my low light so you guys can see it better. So hopefully you guys will try these settings and check them out, and let me know what you think, because I'm really curious to see what you guys think about this custom picture settings that I'm using on this TV. And I honestly think this is the best that I can achieve for Zelda. You guys also have to keep in mind that this is a Nintendo Switch game that it's running on 900p upscale to 4K, and it's definitely a good upscale. So, don't expect this to look like super duper awesome, but considering this is a 65-inch TV and it's a 4K TV, I'm very satisfied. Now there's a couple of changes I can make here. Let's turn off the auto motion. Let's turn that off, because I've noticed that, honestly, people, I really don't understand why some people like the soap opera effect. First of all, ask any film director, ask anybody out in Hollywood, out in the movies. They'll tell you we didn't make our movies with soap opera effect in mind. Auto motion, it's something you want to use for the sports. The only reason it's there is because of the sports. People who are watching sports, they want to see fast moving balls, fast moving players. Okay, that's why it's there. But for the movies, for the games, honestly, the auto motion, it's just pointless, if you ask me. I don't like it. My own personal preference. Yeah, I've noticed that it's much better now, much smoother. There's none of that jagginess, the ghosting, that jagged ghosting. It looks much better. Whoa, what was that? Oh, I found him. Interesting. Okay, he's giving me something into my inventory. Cool. Look, the graphics are very impressive considering this is a Nintendo Switch. I do have to say that it looks pretty good for Nintendo Switch. And honestly, I didn't expect to see Nintendo Switch look this good on a big giant 4K TV. Seriously. I didn't expect it to look this good. I was really expecting to see a lot of like jagginess. I was expecting to see a lot of blurriness. But once I hooked up my Nintendo Switch, I just realized that actually Nintendo Switch does a great job of upscaling their games once they're switched to the TV. They do an excellent job with that. And Legend of Zelda is one example of that. Oh, that's pretty cool. I'm not sure if you can dive in this game. I guess you can. I gotta go eat something. Hold on. My stamina's going bad. You know, that's the whole purpose of this game. You gotta get your stamina good. But so far, I like what I'm seeing. Honestly, it looks pretty good. So hopefully you guys will try these settings, check them out for yourself, and then let me know what you think. Here, let's grab some apples. Got some apples here? I guess not. So anyway, there you have it, guys. That's my custom picture settings of Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, and it really looks great. Here, let's do this one quick level scene here in the game. What does it says? Old man, ooh, well met, stranger. It's rather unusual to see another soul in these parts. Who are you? Me, I'll spare you my life story. I'm just an old fool who has lived here alone for quite some time now. I hope you'll permit me a question. If I may be so bold, are you not chilly? Where are we? Answering a question with a question, that's fair enough. As I cannot imagine our meeting to be simple coincidence, I shall tell you. This is the Great Plateau, according to legend. This is the birthplace of all the entire kingdom of Hyrule. So that's it. That's what it is. The temple there, long ago, it was the site of many sacred ceremonies. Alright, so I'm not going to spoil this game too much for you. For those of you who haven't played it, remember this was just me trying to show you my custom picture settings on the Nintendo Switch, and for those of you who have Samsung KS8000, if you have an OLED TV, if you have a C7 OLED TV, honestly, you don't even have to do too much of adjusting there to begin with, because you already have those deep dark levels perfect in OLED C7 TVs. The only thing I would recommend on the OLED TV is don't move color more than 55. Keep your color in 55. And the brightness, keep it at 50. Sharpness, you can keep it at 20. I would say sharpness can stay on 20. So that's what I would recommend for the OLED Legend of Zelda Breath of Wild custom picture settings. But for Samsung KS8000, here, let me show you one more time. This is pretty much what I'm using right here. Backlit 15, brightness 40, contrast 83, sharpness 15, color 50. Digital clean view, keep that on automatic. Auto motion plus, turn that off, man, you don't need that. Smart LEDs low. HDMI black levels low. Dynamic contrast high. And color tone, keep it at standard. Now you could move dynamic contrast, but remember, you want to get those deep dark levels, okay, even up. And then gamma, you want to move gamma to -3. Keep the color tone at standard. and keep the gamma at -3. And the color space at native. Okay? Don't mess with the white balance. Leave that alone. So hopefully this helps. Like I said, you guys can always pause the video and write these custom picture settings down. I know there's still a lot of you that have Samsung KS8000 TVs. And if you have a Samsung KS8000, if you have a Nintendo Switch with Zelda, go ahead, use those custom picture settings. Now, a lot of you have been asking me, hey man, why did you get rid of C7? Alright, so here, before I end this video, let me explain why. Number one, it was too small. It's a 55-inch. I'm looking to go with something bigger, 65-inch. The one I had was 55, and it was good, but the size, you know, it's just 55. When it comes to movies, it's just not that. It's not that big enough. Okay, you know, there's a big difference watching OLED on a 65-inch. So since I already sold my C7, I don't want to jump in right away to buy another OLED TV. What I'm doing right now, I want to see what's going to happen with the pricing come September, October. I want to see what type of pricings they're going to reduce on. I want to go for A1E or possibly C7 65 or E7 65-inch. It's going to be either a 65-inch C7 or E7 65-inch. Or if I can get a good deal, I'll probably go with the A1E 65-inch Sony. But I heard some rumors about Sony that they're having some issues with the speakers and some other stuff too as well. So I don't know yet what I'm gonna get, but whatever OLED I buy next, it's gonna be a 65-inch. I want to go for something bigger. All right, so hopefully this clarifies the reason why I did what I did. Okay guys, so thank you for watching this video.